I think that a part of my DNA is the live game. I mean, from day one. I mean, when I first started, we do 3 sets a night in all these clubs in New York and the Northeast, and I've been touring for almost 25 years now. Because there's no way to gauge what's happening with your music or what you represent if you're not pounding the pavement, and it continues to just tick all the right boxes, and it's just the most gratifying experience, I think, for any musician. I think all the way around, we're in the business of music and we're in the business of sound. And there's nothing like reading a review when they tell you that it was one of the best sound experiences that they've had. That's the one that really gets me. The sound has to match what your vision was for the song to begin with, right? So it's an extension of what all your fans have been living with for the past 20, 25 years. And they expect the same thing. They expect CD quality. They've come to expect just that's what it's going to be. It's very simple. Meyer speakers are just an extension of the level of quality that I've been adamant about, not only in the recording process, but in the mixing process, the mastering process. And it's just the absolute best option. There's like nothing even close. And that's incredibly important. That's incredibly important. It's one less thing to worry about when you're playing to 75,000 people in Argentina, and you know that you could push those speakers any which way, and they're gonna hang in there with you. And it's almost like that old faithful friend, as far as I'm concerned. It's just absolute sheer quality, power. And if you want anybody to witness, your music live the way you envisioned it when you were mixing and mastering. And I've worked with many, many systems, but there's just only one. There's only one for me. I always thought different. And I think that has everything to do with how I've approached, my career and opportunities and just business in general. But when you can pass it down to the future, man, there's nothing more gratifying. Absolutely not. For a new, young, up-and-coming artist, it's tag, you're it, it's your turn to cut your teeth. Now these kids come in and look up to a lot of the artists that are associated with Magnus, and they'll come in, and this becomes the standard in nurturing them and mentoring them and bringing them up, and telling them that they do have an opinion and that they do have a voice and that they do have they sit here and play their music for the first time, with Meyer speakers. It's just, I mean, it's hard to go back after that. So I tell them all, just put it in your writer. Just put it in your contract. And Magnus, after, over 30 years in his business, this is an extension. So it became a for artist, by artist kind of community. And we sit here and we have a menu of opportunities that as an island you might not have at your disposal. This is a passion project. And this is I want it to be a proof positive concept that in unity, you're unstoppable. You're unstoppable. Partnering with Meyer Sound was a no-brainer. Meyers was my first, second, third, fourth, and fifth choice. So I'm really proud. You have to understand that what's happening here at Magnus and this space is it's my opus. It's so personal to me. There's a saying where I come from: tell me who you walk with and I'll tell you who you are, right? And that's why I always chose to just walk with the best. My name is Marc Anthony, and who's gonna tell me that sound doesn't matter to me? Sound matters, man.